Hello and welcome to this one, a 1v1 game played on Ohmen Duel between Jopemies playing CLKA, which got buffed this patch, and ZXCVster, lots of lovely names today, playing 8th US, which also got buffed this patch because the Blackhawks got cheaper, but he doesn't actually bring any of those. So we'll go through the deck review so you can see that he doesn't bring any Blackhawks, and then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for Jopemies. I think it's Jopemies, otherwise it's Jopemies, which is an interesting name. Anyway, he's played CLKA, or is it CKLA? I always get it mixed up. Let's just check real quick. CLKA. CLKA, CKLA, whatever, doesn't matter. The Dutch one, the other Dutch one. This is actually a good div now, if you can believe that, because it got a second card of Leopard 2A4s, so you don't have to bring them at Nova anymore, which is a big deal. So, yeah, we'll go through it tab by tab. Div's got everything you need, basically, apart from airborne forward deployment, which is kind of a pain. But a lot of divs don't have that now. They've moved away from that initial idea of just, oh, everybody gets it, everybody gets it. Now they don't. So yeah, so I still think fourth Dutch is better, but this one doesn't get banned in tournaments, whereas fourth Dutch always gets banned. So that's why we play CLKA. So first tab, yeah, you got a bunch of supply. It makes sense when you've got these two big boy arty pieces, right? And so three cards of supply makes sense. Big one and two small ones, yeah. Or you can do two big ones and a small one, it doesn't really matter. And then you've got CV. So weird thing about this one, right? It's actually classed as tracked, even though it's got wheels. So it's got a tracked road speed, because the wheeled road speeds for every single wheeled vehicle in the game, apart from this one, the YP408, and its various variants, it's 90 or 100, whereas this one's 80, which is the top tracked move speed. So, interesting. It's good to have variety, I suppose. But between these two, you might as well just get this one, because it's cheaper. Although, well, actually, yeah, this has less HP, and this one is a little faster, but you have to pay more for it. And this has, but it is a little faster. Either way, the car is a safe bet. 3 per card car, very normal. And then, okay, that's a bit interesting. So then he's gone for the 2 infantry CVs to bring it up to 7 CVs. And the infantry CV choices are this one, which is 4 availability. Sorry, 4 strength, only 2 per card with a super bazooka, so that's out. This one, which is 7, but still a super bazooka, 55 points. This one, which is 4 with a dragon and smoke, but only 4 strength. And these guys with 10 strength, so that's nice. 10 strength with 80 and smoke is pretty good, actually. Obviously, I say obviously, the Uzi's not particularly great, but you want it for the 80 and the smoke, because if a tank drives into you, you can kill it, and if something shoots you, you can smoke and run away. So that's always useful. And then there's this one, which costs 10 points more. And the advantage is it's got less HP, but it's special forces. Oh crap! I just pressed something. For starters, I'd be bringing this on this one because even though it is a little slower, it's got smoke. So that's pretty useful for getting your CV into places if the transport's got smoke. So yeah, I'd be bringing that in that. But well, I think it was on the truck before. But yeah, this one I don't really see the point of. It's got less HP. The idea is it's better against infantry because it's got 2 machine guns. But actually it's not, because 2 machine guns is like 4 rifles, and this has 6 rifles. But yeah, it's got 2 more SMGs. I don't know, I don't really see the point in this one, but I'd rather get the one that is cheaper. Although the point, because it's special forces, it'll go really fast, but the transport won't. But the infantry itself will go 30% faster. And so that means it's going at about 30 kilometers an hour instead of 24. Something like that. A little bit less. Okay, I mean, yeah, whatever. If you want to go faster, it makes sense. Go faster in exchange for HP. Sure. And if you get into a building or something and you need to shoot people, you'll probably win because you've got special forces and shock and 6 SMGs. Then we've got an ITO. So you don't get TOW 2s on this div. So for an ATGM, we've got an ITO. Then we've got 2 commandos. Now these are a must bring always. So that's 3 points. That's 3 points. I was going to say, like, rather than have 4 infantry CVs, maybe you want a tank CV. Sometimes it's cool to have a tank CV, right? Sometimes. And if you get rid of this, you can. If you get rid of one of these, you can get a tank CV. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you don't want one, you don't want one. It's just this is a little bit more resilient to artillery, but it's a bigger target. So. Also, it can shoot back, right? Anyway. Commandos, yeah, you got to bring both cards. This is such a nice squad. So it's got a DMR, 2 machine guns, although it has to be stood still to fight. But when it stands still, you know, it's got 11 strength, special forces, with special forces 2 vet, so it only goes plus 20% movement speed. So that'll be about 28 kilometers an hour instead of 28, yeah, 28 point something, 28 point. Never mind. 8. No, what? It'll be plus 2.4 times by 2, so plus 4.8. 24 plus 4.8 is 28.8. So I was right, yeah, my bad. Anyway, really nice squad, but it's got to be stood still, because this has to be stood still to shoot, this has to be stood still to shoot, and 7.62 assault rifles, known as battle rifles, have very poor motion accuracy compared to 5.56, which these guys don't really seem to get any of, so I can't show you. You're just gonna have to believe me. Anyway. Yeah, really nice squad. And then you just basically just win forest fights, town fights, stuff like that with these guys. And the issue is you can't really bring these satchels because it's militia. Not only is it reservist and no vet locked, it's militia as well, which means it's really bad. So you don't bring the res GD. It's weird how they're militia, but the NATOs aren't. I don't understand that really. They look like they're the same. Although they're reservists, so I'm not sure what NATOs is. I thought it was also reservists, but anyway, yeah, you need the commandos. Then we've got military police, and your options are four men or 12, so you might as well bring the 12. And then you use these at close quarters with their Uzis, and they do quite a bit. And yes, the military police vehicle, very useful because you can put it with your tanks and so on. And then NATOs, so the transport options are go a little faster in exchange for 1 side armor and amphibious, which doesn't matter. So yeah, also it loses 2 HP, which actually means so like 16 AP would one-shot this, 14 AP would one-shot this. There's a lot of things in the game that are 15, a lot of infantry RPGs, but it is faster, and that matters. So yeah, I would be bringing it in the YP408 as well, but it is an interesting choice. And so yeah, the NATOs, and they come with the Marechaussee, and then we've got Panzer Infanterie, which is Carl Gustav. Basically, that's why it's there, because this is only Dragon 1, and yeah, this is a Carl Gustav. Befehliging Mobile is not worth bringing, really, because even though, yeah, it's a nice squad with lots of guns, 3 machine guns, right, 45 points, you've got this, which is a big squad with lots of guns, you've got this, which is a big squad with lots of guns, so you don't really need it. Infantry regular is like Panzer Infantry, except they have 2 more guys for 10 points. So it's worth thinking about, but if you just want this for the Carl Gustavs, then it sort of makes sense. Oh yeah, also because this is nice and cheap, he's brought it in a truck, you can just put these on roads where you're expecting like somebody might come down the road and you just hit them with the Carl Gustavs, so yeah, makes sense to get the cheaper one. Artillery, so 2 heavy howitzers is very normal, and then this for smoke, 107mm. You want to get this in the armoured transport, because if you see the enemy howitzer round coming, you can load this up and then it might not die. Whereas if it's just the truck, it'll probably just explode. So, you know, it does cost a little more, but I prefer bringing it in the armoured one so that it can survive the counter battery. But you do have to load it back in for it to do that. You do lose a little bit of speed as well. Tanks, so this is the Pratt, which is a TOW 2, mediocre stealth, 2 armour, 75 points. Smoke. It's nice, and it's got a machine gun on it as well, which means somebody runs up to you and you just shoot them with the machine gun. So it is good. And then, so you get 2 cards of Leopard 2 A4s now. I would honestly just bring both at 1 vet, because otherwise it's just not going to be useful. It's just not going to be useful. You bring it at no vet, it's going to take 7 minutes to get its cohesion back. The issue is, of course, 16 armor means it gets one shot by a 30 AP missile, which is every AT playing in the game bar 2, both of which have less. So, yeah. You can bring it at no vet if you want, just it's not going to be very useful. And then you really do want a CV with it so it can get its cohesion back. What you can do is, once it loses its cohesion, you retreat it into a CV, and then it'll get its cohesion back in 3 minutes instead of 7. And also you put the military police vehicle next to your tanks. You just click it, Shift F, click on your tank, and it'll follow it around. Fast moved, that's why you do F and not just a right click. Shift F and then click on it, yeah. I think it's a right click. As opposed to a regular right click. But anyway, see, if you use all that, then yeah, you can bring it at no vet, but it's just kind of easier to just bring it at 1 vet, but then, yeah, then it dies to the AT plane, and then you are a very unhappy chappy. But yeah, you'll spend most of the game buying these 2, which are pretty nice, actually. I mean, this is really slow, but that's why it's so cheap. So, recon, so we've got Mechanised. So these are 4 strength scouts with laws, right? And yeah, you can bring it in the one with a gun if you want. And then we've got Panzer Mechanised, which he's brought in the truck, which I think is a good idea. I would not be bringing this in the this thing because it's slow. And these are your opener. 4 of these, 1 on each road, recon deployed, and so if you bring it in this, it's going to get there super slow, so you might as well bring it in that. You can try something where you bring these in scout helicopters and open with a bunch of jets and try and get ground that way. It just doesn't work. I mean, it can work, but then you're dropping 4 HP guys off, and you know the helo's only got 4 HP as well, and it's actually pretty slow, so I wouldn't do that. Anyway, yeah, so you've got, this or this without a gun, 15 points for a gun, and also faster. I think it's worth it. And then, because it's not that expensive anyway. And then, yeah, the C&V, really good unit. You only get 1 card in this div. And then the Pruder, which gives you exceptional optics. So that goes with your tanks, so your tanks can see, so that's very useful. AA, yeah, Stingers. And then, yeah, so Jopemies. So is it, what did I call it? Jopemies. I've got, one sec, I had it on Google Translate. Because I just put in Finnish and I typed in the name. And it came up with
Jopemies.
Jopemies. As opposed to Jopemies. Anyway, I have said in previous videos that this is better than this. And it is. Against infantry, this does more damage than this does, because it's about the. So obviously the HE is higher on the other one, but the one on the left shoots 10 rounds in a salvo and then reloads faster. So the amount of rounds it puts down range is a lot higher, and it's got more accuracy, and it's cheaper, and you get 12 of them. So against infantry, the Maxon is better, so you want that. And then the iHawk for shooting planes. I've seen some people open with like 3 of these and stuff like that. It can work. I personally don't see the point. On this division, anyway. This division is you're just going to get there second and then spam a bunch of infantry and tanks into him with RT and iHawks. So yeah, it is just kind of bad 4th Dutch, but most divs are bad 4th Dutch. Anyway, yeah, so you get the 1 for it killing tanks and the one for killing infantry. So 2 cards of fighters makes sense. This one has the mega range, which is one way in which this div is better than 4th Dutch, because it just is. Because this goes further, and 4th Dutch doesn't get anything like that. And then this one has bombs. And so this can work, but I honestly prefer this one, unironically, because it reloads in a minute. This will definitely kill what it's pointed at. Honestly, you want to bring both and then bring the seed as well. I'll just show you my CLKA deck briefly, although this was before the change, so oh no, it was after. So, as you can see, I sacrifice something in the recon tab, and maybe, yeah, an infantry. Sacrifice an infantry and something in the recon tab. So I've only got 5 CVs, which is on the low side. But in exchange, I've got the Wild Weasel, the Cluster 2, the HE, and the Cluster, and then I just air spam people. That's what I used to do anyway. I'm not sure if it'd work these days. But yeah, you do give up on the seat. Like, you've only got 5... Oh no, never mind, I've got the Leopard 1 there. What's going on there then? How have I folded that? Weird. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Ah, okay, and then I've brought these at Novet. Okay, so this is another way to build it. Most of the same tools, right? But you get more planes. Something to consider. His opponent, ZXCVster, is playing 8th US. Yeah, there's not much to say here. I mean, there's really only one way to play this div, but and that is just to play it slow and just buy a bunch of crap. And that's what he's doing here. So it looks pretty similar to mine, which I shall share with you presently. Ta-da! But yeah, so we'll just go through it. So 3 cards of supply makes sense with this div. You want to play a long game. And yeah, the mutt, and then bunch of supplies in 1v1. I don't know if the Black Hawk supply is a great idea. You can just swap it out for another truck, but whatever. And then infantry, so he brings the flash instead of the regular engineers. It can work, it's just you've got to have good micro so that the flash doesn't get shocks. It's only got 5 HP. But yeah, it's not bad if you've always got a guy in front of it, and then it will just shoot all the flash, and then you just leg it, and then whoever's with you finishes the fight. So yeah, it's actually not so bad. Anyway, Mech Rifle's Law in a truck, so this is his version of, you know, the other guy with his, just get a unit there to guard flanks and stuff. I personally run Fireteam 84 instead, and then, yeah, Mech Rifle's Dragon, so they've got a Dragon 2, it's an alright squad. Rangers in the Humvee, and then Rangers Dragon also in the Humvee. I wouldn't do that. I would have one of these in a helicopter. It doesn't matter which one, but the Black Hawk's 10 points cheaper now. And it is very, very, very useful to have a Helo-born one. So I think I put the regular Rangers in the Black Hawk, because you've still got, you know, a ground-based AT squad. Tow 2, I would not be bringing in an M113. Just makes it too slow to get there. And, yeah, Mech Rifle's Dragon again. Mech Rifle's Dragon again. He's a big fan of his Mech Rifle's Dragon. I think I only bring 2 cards, and I bring the MP Patrol M67, which now gets the military police vehicle, so let me just remember to put that in my deck if I haven't already. Just played a tournament with this dude. It would have been a lot more useful if I'd remembered that. Oh well. Because yeah, that wasn't in there before. So yeah, rather than a Guerrilla Mech Rifles, I have 1 card of MP Patrol M67 in the military police vehicle, because then you can still put that with your tanks and stuff and buff them up. And also, it's really useful at just shooting infantry and just suppressing the hell out of them when they can't shoot back. And sometimes you can clip a vehicle, you know. Rangers Leader, so your options are... Because these have the recoilless rifle, or you can bring Mech Rifles Leader... Engineers Leader I wouldn't recommend because they've not got AT or smoke. What do I bring? I don't bring any. I bring it all in the Logi tab. So yeah, I've got 5, 7 CVs like that, so I don't bring a CV there. RT, yeah, the 2 heavy howitzers, it's the same one CLKA gets, and then mortars for smoke. So in terms of advantages, disadvantages, this one shoots further, so I prefer this one. But this one is cheaper, and you get one more of them. But the smoke clouds on this are bigger because it's a higher caliber. But this one aims a bit faster and fires a few more rounds, so both of them are good choices, I think. I just bring this one because it's the one I've always brought. And he brings the other one. Tanks, so this is like the Pratt, except it's not got a machine gun, so it's just worse. So that's all there is to it, really. Then what I do is I have 2 cards of M60s, and I just spend all game buying M60s because I think they're really, really good. But he's gone for 6 M1A1s instead of, 10 M60s and 4 M1A1s. Either one can work, but I really like just buying 10 M60s. It seems to solve most problems, actually. Yeah, so this thing is good for hiding around corners and, shooting people and then firing the tow. It is a lot like this, so I don't actually bring this, because then you can get another plane. And you've got tow 2s here, tow 2s here, tow 1 here. Do you really need this as well? I personally do not bring it. And then I get an LGBT, which can be very, very useful sometimes, because he's got no anti-infantry on his plane. So what happens if there's an infantry breakthrough? Something sneaks behind the lines, you're going to use the helicopters? Okay, but I don't think you really need this, frankly, but... Yeah, because you've got 8 here that fulfill the same role. Obviously this is a tow 2, not a tow 1. It can come in handy, right? It can come in handy, but I think what also comes in handy is having an LGBT, because... Although, well, I run the Weasel as well, so I've got a lot more plane stuff going on. So, because yeah, this needs protecting, so maybe not. Maybe it's better the way he's done it if you're gonna run it like that. So he goes for the Hellfire Scout Helo, which can be useful, but it can also be 3 times more and then get sniped by any plane that gets chucked at it because it's such a high priority target, or it dies to 1 stinger, so you got to be very careful if you bring this one. That's why I prefer this one. And then, yeah, this is... I spoke about this, mediocre stealth, tow, Browning. It's good for covering angles and stuff. Bradley, this one's really nice to have. So I think I don't bring this either. Maybe that's why that tournament game could have gone better, actually. Maybe I could take some inspiration here. Anyway, Scouts, you can bring it in this if you want, but I think the M113A3A card's really good, and especially... Do I bring the M150? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Because I figure I've got a bunch of M60s, which can use one of those defensively, right? But, interesting. Yeah, I prefer it in the ACAV because this is your forward deployment, airborne forward deployment, 100 kilometers an hour, and then because I don't have the M150s, I use these to defend ground instead with a 17 pen recoilless rifle. It obviously doesn't go as far, but it's got 1 more pen, and it's also got 50 cal, and it's not got smoke though. It's interesting. And then, yeah, that's that. So, AA, Pivad, Stinger, Eyehawks, very normal. The Pivads you mainly use against infantry. Do you really need 7 of them? Probably not. Helis, so anti-infantry, anti-helo. And then, yeah, 4 jets. So I think I bring 2 fires. And then the A10, which I bring as well. You can do a very funny opener where you open with one of these, and one of these, not this one, it's so expensive. And then you just fly the A10 into people and kill them. Anyways, that's it for the deck yappage. Now we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game. And as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the map briefly. It's very symmetrical, so it's not really sided. I prefer the side where you get the church in the town, so that would be this side, I think. There it is, because you can just see a bit further. But, you know, there are... this side gets a better CV route from Foxtrot into Golf because the road is in the zone, whereas this road leaves the zone. I mean, they're not big differences, basically, so there's not much to talk about. In terms of the matchup, um, both of these divs do something pretty similar, which is just kind of buy crap all game and, get the arty set up, get the iHawk set up, and just kind of sit there and grind the enemy down. Which one's better at it? I'd probably say they're very, very similar because they both got the same artillery piece and the same AA. I've been told that CLKA is really good now, but looking at these two divs side by side here, I think that 8th has the advantage because you can trade up into M1A1s and the enemy can trade up into Leopard 2A4s, but you get more M1A1s than he gets Leopard 2A4s, and you still get the M60s for medium tanks. And you get self-propelled mortars for smoke, whereas the enemy gets towed mortars for smoke. And you get mech rifles, although the commandos that CLKA gets are really nice, but you don't have anything like the flash, or you don't have good satchels on CLK. Yeah, so I think it's 8th favoured this matchup, which is interesting because I was working on a tier list which I need to put out there, and I've just realised that I think I've rated CLKA too high looking at that. Oh, no, I haven't actually. Okay. Yeah, so deployments. So we've got ZXCVster here. He's got 2 accounts. This is his alt, but he plays on it more than his regular one. Whatever, more money for Eugen. And he gets airborne forward deployment, and his enemy doesn't get that. So, yeah. I just checked the tier list, and yeah, I do have CLK below 8th, which is good. So, LRS into mid, and they're going to look down that road, right? And he will get there first, because his enemy doesn't have airborne forward deployment. Then we've got M150s for, side stuff, although he's not defending his flanks, like, at all. It's really weird. Like, so he's just leaving this open and he's putting this here, so this road is open. This one's going to here. This one is going to there. Okay, so he's just giving up all of this. Well, it'd be interesting to see if Blue actually bothers to try and take it. And then he's opened with one F-16, which is better than the enemy's F-16s because it shoots further. And for 5 points more, it is quite a bit better in my opinion, but interesting. Then, yeah, he's just pile driving into mid, so 3 engineers flash, 2 stingers, 2 mech rifles dragon, and 2 M60s. It's interesting he's... okay. And then a hog, and yeah, the rocket, the Hellfire 1, and this is the plane to protect the Hellfire 1, right? Switching to his opponent's deployment, one advantage CLK does have are these Maxims. So 8th gets pivads, but these Maxims are kind of cheap, and you can just put them everywhere, and they will kill infantry. So, and the commandos are pretty good, but he doesn't have airborne forward deployed, so he's going to get there second. So he's opened 2 jets, clearly expecting to see something like this. And yeah, he is covering his flanks. So Panzer Vikennas to here, and then C and Vs, and he is actually pushing, so that's good. So we'll see, we'll see that happen. We'll see him try and take that space, and it looks like he'll be rewarded for it, but I don't watch the games ahead of time. Stinger going to here, and then yeah, the CV for Echo Delta, and for mid we have 2 commandos on quite aggressive paths, given that they don't have the airborne forward deployment. A Maxim for here. Honestly, you just want to put one there and just shoot all the infantry. Recon for there, that's super aggressive, given that you don't have airborne forward deployment and your opponent does. That's past the halfway mark. And then, yeah, Vikenna's regular unloading here and going to there. On the right, we've got a Maxon, another Panzerverkenners, CV Infantry for Alpha, and then presumably Charlie Bravo, and a Centurion Mark V. So yeah, this is an advantage CLKA has, is that their tanks are worse, but they are cheaper. And that means they can get them out faster and use them on flanks and stuff. But I think the M60 is quite good now for its price. And then, yeah, we've got a C and V going to here. So, let's cast the game. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners. Generously joining the channel, they get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views in ad revenue equivalent. So if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. So yeah, you'd expect this C to get the first shot off, but this is why the shotgun fighters are only 5 points less. Because they fire 2 at once, and it's got 60% accuracy. So sometimes you just get them, right? Because they both fire, if they're going straight towards each other, they will both fire 2 before the merge. So that is exemplary there. Anyway, the Hog didn't land, which was a mistake, and he's lost... Yeah, ZXCVster's lost a lot of his opener there. He lost a 210-point jet, 220 even, plus 120 point helo, so that's 340, plus that, which is another 125, so he's lost about a third of it, just under a third of his opener right there. So sometimes opening 2 jets does pay off, especially if you're expecting your enemy to open, you know, with a jet and helo of his own, 2 jets, but sometimes you buy it and it doesn't do anything for you. So looks like Jopemies, or Jopemies, depending on your accent, has realised, you know, oh yeah, he's going to get there first. So it's unloaded this here. It's a shame he doesn't just park the Maxon there and then just advance down mid, but yeah, can't have everything. And yeah, it's going well for him so far, right? The C and Vs will eventually... I personally would have sent one down this road, served them both down that road. But ZXCVster, you know, he's still got a bunch of his opener here. The Commandos did get in. The Maxon did get redeployed. But yeah, if only the Maxon was here, it'd be engaging right now. But yeah, the Commandos, when they're stood still, are going to fire the 2 MGs and the DMR, and they're going to win that fight. And here we go, Maxon opens up. Although the Flash are firing now, which is going to really lower their cohesion quite quickly. Because I'm pretty sure it's still going to keep going down because he's in fire. But it is Special Forces, so maybe not. Okay, Bomber purchased. Gets a double kill there, LRS and the other one. And LRS are quite pricey. 2 Stingers, not enough to stop it, especially with the diving. It's quite rare that 2 Stingers will get 2 hits if it dives right next to them because they can't bend fast enough. So it's a good purchase there, but he's missed out Charlie, so hopefully he notices, depending on who you're rooting for. Because look, his CV's going straight for mid. And okay, yeah, so now all the M113s are here. The M60s are here, and that's really going to swing the fight in ZXCVster's favour. But the reason for that is because there's nobody elsewhere on the map, so if Jopemies can take advantage of that, that'd be good. But he needs to move this back, right? He's losing it. He lost his guy there, which is bad. iHawk purchase now. The Kenners do get a front shot on that, front hit, but it's only doing 1 damage, so... But yeah, more Maxons, less everything else would be cool. Charlie's still not capped, so he could be on a +2 right now. And it looks like Jopemies is going to break through here. Needs to smoke with this. Chooses not to. Oh, okay, the enemy just runs off. And misses twice. Third time lucky. No, it misses again. British tank, French game, what can I say? This guy wasn't on return fire, so now he's CV shooting, which is never great. Early arty purchase I don't think is a good idea, really. I think he should be buying stuff for here. He does eventually get there, and these guys, they need to move up, right? So what you can do is buy the recon helo and just YOLO it in. This, you can send to there. I do like doing that. But yeah, there's always the risk that they'll come around here and cut you off, but usually they don't. If you're in here, they start buying stuff and putting it in the front of this. They tend not to push this way, but if they did have a unit there, they can, so... Something worth thinking about, and there you go, you see, you can get 2 Centurions for just over the price of one of these, right? That would be 150, and this is 130. But the Centurions will die in 1 hit to the toe too, and they are super slow. This is the big transport. Centurion goes down there. Still, he's noticed now, he's noticed Charlie. And yeah, this could like sweep down here. Basically, the key to owning this zone is to own the sides. Just pushing down the middle lane doesn't get you anywhere if you're getting shot in the sides, and that was a perfect example of it, right? Toe-2 to here, and then all this area is locked down, right? This Centurion is dead now that this is here. Unless it runs away. She is trying to do, but A10 comes out and gets him. Ihawk had its transport sold, which is not ideal. But yeah, Jopemies is in here. And yeah, he needs a CV, right? So this one could come around and in. A10 sees the hog, kills it. These guys have smoke for a reason. You can smoke and run away. Then he chooses death. And the Phantom should pick that up, but it will now fly over 2 Stingers and an Ihawk. Guess he forgot about the Stingers. The Ihawk's new, but the Stingers shot him before. And so, yeah, he shouldn't have peeled over mid here. In general, that's a bad idea. If you want to go for this, you can go back and then around. Although this would probably scare him off. So, yeah, the minigun thing's got to get back because... okay. This would have killed it anyway with the 50 cal if it didn't get back. But, yeah, so... As you can see, the Toe-2 is pretty powerful. So he needs some supply now. This can go behind the building, but it's not got any AT. And just like that, Red's back in the game. So it's a shame, really, because Blue's in here, but he's bought another CV. He could have just sent this one round, but I suppose he's lost his one for mid now. And, yeah, it just comes down to, you know, prioritising. If Blue gets a CV in here and Red keeps this, Blue will actually be on a +1. So it's still looking good for him, but he does need to get the CV in. I think this RT piece was bought a bit too early, frankly. And if I was Blue, I'd be trying to get a couple more guys in here. But, well, he bought that hog, and that didn't work out. So, So yeah, F-16A's coming up, and it's coming for this. This is the issue with these. You can only ever use them when you've got planes. Planes actively up. He's not noticed. He's got to turn into him and just hope that the first missile doesn't hit him. And then if the first missile doesn't hit him, he has the advantage because he can fire 2, right? And the enemy... I suppose the enemy fired 4, but... Anyway, he dies there. That was because of the Ihawk, though, right? Not because of the plane. So, yeah, if I was Blue, I'd be, you know, get the Pwat in here, get a Maxon up to here, get a Stinger, get another infantry in here, you know, get a light tank there, and then there you go, that'd be secure, and then I'd start worrying about this, because once he takes this, he is actually going to be on a +1, so this is actually more important than mid. So, he should pay attention to that. But, he's flying over the AA again. This guy, he's got to leave right now or he's going to die. He is quite fast. Getting stunned there. Looks like he's going to make it. So, yeah, the Stingers and the Ihawk are still there. And, yeah, he's probably going to die there. I'd be quite surprised if he survives that. And down he goes. So, yeah, it's... You know, he knows about these because they shot him. These have shot 3 planes now. And this has fired twice. Fired at 2 planes. So, yeah, big shame. Doesn't have to be this way. And yeah, all this lot, right, you can push back into here later. This is what's keeping you in the game. This is why you're winning. So this all needs to go over here. And, you know, you can... Because there's a long line between this and the next zone, so... I wouldn't be so quick to worry about mid. This is the more important zone, actually. M110, he's getting some decent value out of it, frankly. But yeah, here you go, your 120 pointer. And there it goes. Eventually. And yeah, the Panzer Infanterie got a guy in the transport with some... So that's like a 90 points down, something like that. 20 plus 65, I think. Oh, it was 60, okay. So it's only 80 points. But yeah, these are not bad on the defense. Obviously, they won't beat 2 M60s. But yeah, the way you defend this zone once you've taken it is you get some ATGM, like here, 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 depending on what type it is. Because the reinforcements come down here, or down here. It tends to be quite rare that they come this way. They still do. But yeah, if you've got an ATGM here, it's going to give you a lot of stopping power. Although you want to be out of tank gun range, so like back here maybe. Depends if it's a Milan or a tow or what. And then when they come down this road, you whack them. So that's how you defend that zone. So instead he's gone for the pump loads of infant to mid. I mean, he's got this, but the problem is, you know, for how long? If he doesn't resupply, he's going to lose it. This hasn't moved. This hasn't moved. They're getting some supply up for him now. These do have smoke, so should be alright. The main issue is the M60s. He can't really kill them with what he has here, except from the Leopard 2, which isn't actually in the repair clouds, so it's not being repaired. He does have a military police with these guys to help reduce the suppression, but yeah, these are just dying. It's a shame, you know, and then this is getting hit by dragons, apparently. This is moving now. What you can do is put the CV next to it, and yeah, look at this. He's in here, but he's sort of blown it a bit, because now it's being reinforced, whereas if he'd... Like, all those units that went into mid, they could have gone here to help secure this, or they could have come down here and just fully taken this zone, so... Don't put too much emphasis on mid. It does matter. I don't think you should just abandon it. Okay, so he went for the... He went for the arty there. Which is a good call, because it wasn't moving, but he did end up moving that, so... Whereas, you know, instead you're attacking in mid, which is where all these guys are, so... It's rough. Imagine if he'd... You know, this was back here, this is there, that C&V was like here or something instead of dying in the middle here. And all those infantry came in and just unloaded in here, well, and then CV, the CV, right? Imagine what a problem that'd be. The other thing he has to do, really, is sort this out. Because you got this guy, you can send him around, kill that, see this. Instead, he's sending stuff to here, and it's coming down this road, and he's losing stuff on the road, so... It's not ideal, really. 1, 2, 3... 3 transports dead there, more stuff coming. He's not noticed this is happening to it. So yeah, Carl Gustav's against this, maybe, but you got a lot of guys shooting you, so... He needs another hit, and he's scheduled for a miss, although this bow palm... Stinger's probably going to kill that, actually. He does get him. So, yeah, more guys dying. Coming down that road. Big shame, really. Like, his idea was right. Oh yeah, reinforce this, but... Because that C&V killed something, the enemy immediately sends reinforcements there, so you got to be in position. Good RT hit. This can just go next to that, if it's not coming over here now. This can go next to that, but... You know, Jopemies, he is on that +1, but here comes 8th, right? And he's not been reinforcing this, so there's just a bunch of crap coming towards him. He is making headway in mid, though, but between contesting mid... or owning this, you want to own this, because you're on a +1, and that's why. So, both parties have M110s, he's going for that tow too. Stinger's going down there's sort of a big deal, actually. And, yeah, you see that, you know, Jopemies, his infantry is winning. Even though it is of inferior quality generally, obviously the commando's quite good. The military police buffing people up, he's got some supply, although so does his opponent. The main reason is Red's got a bunch of crap here. And so yeah, I just wish he'd reinforced, right, because pushing... So once Red gets into here, it's alright to take the rest of the zone, right? It's just sort of normal contention, but Blue had all this. And when he had all this, well then Red's got to cross this massive open field, and you can sort of, you know, put... infantry in here and ATGMs and cheap tanks and stuff, and so yeah, it's a big shame. It's a big shame that he's lost that. But now we can send this CV in here, but he's not doing it. It's just sitting there. So that would put Red on the +1 unless he can get this CV in pretty fast, and then you just hide it behind here, but obviously the more ground you have the better. But generally when you try to take this zone, you want to own this, which you should own anyway. And then you want to get guys, like, coming over here is obviously a bit of a problem, but he's sorted that now. And so you can send them up here and unload them here and path them over. You want to get all this, and then you get round to here. And then you can see everything, for starters. So you can see the Eyehawk and shoot it, and you might be able to see the RT. You might be able to see the CV, right? And you might see that tank and what have you. But yeah, he's buying another CV, even though he's got one here, he's got one here. So yeah, he just keeps buying the CVs. He's forgotten about the ones he already has. So this should definitely be going next to the RT. Hog being sent over here, but that's too little too late. It's not going to accomplish much. You see that ZXCVster is going for the commandos, because all of these are trash apart from this, so why not go for the best one? It makes a lot of sense. He's probably going to get it. Oh, just gets out there. And there you go, so the Hog, he's going to maybe get some kills, although you got to watch out for this jet. It's going to get you. And there you go, CV's in. You don't want to unload the CV in the zone and then not move it, because now he knows it's in this building. If he's been paying attention to this circle as it slowly grows wider. So as you can see, the M1A1 beats the Centurion. Not particularly surprising. And there you go, this came for the Hog, as you would expect it to. So you need a jet up if you're going to use your helicopters aggressively. Or you need AA under them. So M1A1 in a bit of a weird spot where it can't really help out. It did get something. But yeah, it's all about these sides, right? Imagine if Blue had this, had a TOW 2 in there. Well, then he'd be rocking, right? And this is useful, and if there's nothing happening here, well, then you move over to here, and then you move over to here, and then you move over to here, and then, well, what do you know? You can see everything. So just running up and down the road of death is usually not such a great idea. As you can see, the Leopard 1Bs, they do cost, you know, almost a third as much, so it's not ideal. And there you go, you see, yeah, you see he moved it, right? Because obviously ZXCVster saw where it came in there, and he immediately tried to hit it, so smart of him to move it. I've been vindicated. Second artillery purchase here. It makes sense as a general rule, but buying it now is not smart because there's a big fight happening. Having said that, Jopemies is losing here. He's not got any supply, and so they're all getting quite low. This can move up, it will immediately be trained. It's going for that front building. Interesting bringing the TOW 2s in M113s. That obviously didn't make it, but it wouldn't have made it if it was a regular truck. But yeah, it just makes them slower to get in. And, what do you know, an M113, they are useful, but I don't see them as a necessity. Like, you need to bring as many as possible. So this is another heavy supply, and you gotta watch where you put it. Look, he's going for the church, because religious people can see further than atheists. Here you go, Ito coming up to here, and yeah, you want a recon in there as well. NATO's probably going to go down. HE Bomber can't get a word in with those. The IHawk. The Stingers are dead, though, you'll notice. But yeah, it's all about these sides. Like, imagine if... You do still need a blocking unit here, right? But imagine if this just came round and, oh, I see the enemy artillery is dead. I see the enemy IHawk is dead. I see the enemy supply is dead. Right, arty. Oh no, he's diving over the IHawk again. But he gets the A-10, and there were no Stingers to help. Oh, I see, and then he's bombing the IHawk. So yeah, that's good airplay there. That made a lot of sense. Sadly, he did lose the Leopard 2 in the meantime. I think the M1A1 might have got him. Yeah, the Ito there. So yeah, good kill on that, and then he's immediately forced to buy another one, and he buys 2, in fact. And so now, yeah, Jopemies, he's still winning. Stinger's not going to make it, right? M110s. Yeah, I don't think this was a good purchase right now, because look, it's not even fired, for starters. And he needs more frontline. He needs more M60. He's probably ran out, actually. This is why I bring 2 cards of him. And, you know, the RT, it's doing work, but what you can do is just buy a CV and put it next to it, and it'll shoot faster. And that doesn't cost as much as a whole nother piece. But yeah, like this should have this next to it. Why not? It's there. And then, you know, you can put it next to the IHawk if you've already got one next to your CV. Buff up the AA. First thing's obviously taking zones. Second is artillery, and third is, you know, long-range AA, basically. There's no point doing it for pivots or something. But yeah, the units, they just keep coming down here and dying. It's very sad. It's very sad. Just needs to put a couple infantry in here and move them across, and then that won't happen anymore. It's very sad, so you hate to see it. So the Pratt is going for the wrong thing. Although this is now going for the right thing. Although now it's disappeared because this was given the vision and it smoked because it didn't want to get hit by a TOW 2, which is fair enough. But big shames all round. Cluster 2 coming out because he knows, oh, there's no Ihawks, I killed it. That's a really good Cluster 2. Oh, almost got this as well. So yeah, that was good. These could have been unloaded on the spot, and then you turn off auto cover, and then you try and hit it, but guys, you'll get one shot off each if you do it properly, and they might hit just something, you know. So for a while, until these extra Ihawks show up, he's basically got free reign with the planes, and he's using it. But next time he tries that, 2 Ihawks are going to shoot at him, and he's not going to know about it. But yeah, TOW 2 here can work. I suppose he's got the ITOW there, but he needs supply for it. So these aren't the big ones. It's just their quote-unquote small one is 1,000, I guess. Another one bites the dust there. And yeah, these guys, they're just going for everywhere they think the CV is, and what do you know, he's found it. So this is probably going to die. You might have just seen the supply, because that's got... Well, I don't know, it's a popular one to hide behind here. He knows he's behind some of the buildings, he's just trying to level them all. So this is going to die if he doesn't move. Okay, it died anyway. Supply goes down. Popular spot for a... for tanks and stuff, this. Yeah, I mean, is this really the way it's going to be? It's like this doesn't exist. It's very sad, very sad. Anyway, the Leopard 1 you'd expect to get a hit on that. Okay, and the ITOW certainly. But yeah, you gotta worry about these, right? You gotta worry about these. If you're on this side, you can do the same thing here. In hindsight, because yeah, this is more broken up. Interesting. I'm usually on this side. So yeah, the church is nice, but having this massive open space here isn't. Whereas on this side, you've got this cover here, and you can just unload into here and then move up that way and do it like that. Interesting. Anyway, he still doesn't know about this CV, so he's just sitting there on a -1 because he's forgotten about his CV here. Big shame. TOW 2 does not one-shot M60s. This is going for the... It was going for the arty, but it turns out, oh, there's an extra 2 Ihawks there. He got 1 with the arty. He must have seen it with this, maybe, when it was there, presumably. Yeah, there's the 3rd Ihawk. So good airplay from Blue. It's interesting, the way he built his deck wasn't really... You know, he could have done more airspan, basically. And yeah, the natives are not so bad, right? So this is 5 points more than the M113, but it's got 2 armor, it's faster, and it's got smoke. So it's worth it. But Red's still on that +1, because this CV is just... I'm getting very frustrated about this. He just doesn't know it's there. He's forgotten all about it. All he's got to do is just park it in here, and it'll be fine. But alas, no. And as a result, they cluster on the infantry, but it is quite a big payload, so it's going to get some hits there. The Ihawk was moving, but there are 2 more Stingers now, so what you do is F1 click, F1 click. Okay, that's where the Stingers were, and use the RT on that. He's bought another CV to come in here, because this is just hanging out, as is this one. Everybody's just hanging out. Another thing you can do is, okay, nothing's happening here. You've got your blocking unit, right? And then you just get all these, and you just swing them over here and just kill all this. Right? While pushing from this way with the Leopard 2, you'll get loads of side shots. You'll see the Ihawk, for starters. You could probably have seen that anyway, actually. But yeah, this needs to move after every volley. He's seen the CV. I guess when he was here, he must have seen it or something. But yeah, I just use the CV, man. Now this has to move. Your enemy's got RT. He's going to shoot it. Look at that immediately. But he sold the transport it came in. So another infantry CV. Okay, so he's pressuring over here instead. So the cannons go forwards. Pivaz is not actually able to shoot him yet. But now we can see the mech rifles. And yeah, these are going on the Eyehawk. Eyehawk, can it move in time? Probably not, actually. But yeah, that's why you don't sell the transport. It's all in the RNG now. It is out the circle, but if it lands here, he will die. No, he saw this somehow. I don't know how all these people are seeing this. How did he see the CV go in there? Anyway. Yeah, not looking great for blue. Just, you know, he could have been on a... He could have been not on a +1. He could have been on a 0 all this time. But he chose... He chose to hang out. This guy must be on holiday. Dutch people, man. Yeah, very nice. Whoa, what the hell? His head's poking through the car door. They're too tall. In the Netherlands, they're too tall. Anyway. So LRS in here now. As Ito's probably not going to make it. Jopemies is being a bit sloppy now. It was a really good start for him. It was going really well, but somewhere along the way he just sort of stopped paying attention. This guy just hanging out. No attack order given. Oh, at least this Eyehawk didn't die, although it currently has a 38% accuracy. So it's probably not going to hit him. And now it's got to move again. So, CV in there. RT. Okay, it's going for the Leopard 2. It's probably going to get it, actually. You got that guy. But yeah, this is where you want to hide, right? If all these buildings are getting destroyed, you hide here. Get some people in here, you know, push up this way. Just a shame. Okay, he's finally clocked it. He's finally clocked it. Yeah, you just get some guys up here, and then you push them around here, and then you see the enemy's reinforcement road, and you know you can even get like one of those cheap Centurions up to here, and there you go. You start shooting stuff, right? But usually it's just you want to see, and then you can artillery. This guy has been hit by artillery, and he should be running away really, but he's just sort of sitting there. Maybe he doesn't know what hit it, because he's going to hit it again now. So there you go, +1 for blue, because here, ZXCVster... Oh yeah, you got to be careful with this. You want to stay in the forest, right, so that you don't get shot. His CV did get taken out by the artillery. But, yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. So Cluster 2 coming back. Eyehawk's out of ammo. And, what? Oh, he had a good target there, and then he's going for the RT. Oh, that's smart, actually. So he gets one of the RTs there. So that was a good idea. But if he'd gone here, he would have got the Hempt and 4 infantry. I guess he didn't know what was there. But yeah, if I was blue, I'd be buying that second RT piece at some point. Like, Red bought it, and it was at kind of a rough time, but he wasn't punished too hard for that purchase, and now he's had 2 all this time to his opponent's 1, and they are the same RT piece. Oh, well, okay, I suppose he's got 1 now, because it died. Yeah, he needs some supply for the Eyehawk. So, yeah, just too much infantry in this little blob funnel in here, just getting hit by the RT constantly. Whereas if you come up and take this, then you've got so much more space to work with, right? And if you own this, then the enemy has so less space to work with. So it's very important to consider. Anyway, Jet's probably going to be... I assumed it would be YOLO'd onto the Hog there. He's forgot his Stingers, so... And his Maxons as well. You get 12 Maxons. All this time there could have been Maxons in this fight. Cluster 2's, you know, it does a bit to the infantry, not a huge amount. Yeah, the RT was probably a better kill in that case. You know, when he went on the RT instead of those 4 guys. But, yeah, so the Maxons are the big advantage for CLKA here, that and the Commandos. Oh, next I didn't move after it fired, so down it goes. So blue's out of RT now, 11 minutes left. But yeah, the Maxons, right? If you just buy them like you would buy infantry, so there should always be a Maxon here. You lose it, you replace it. But he's losing a lot of stuff trying to get in, because this M1A1's in a really good spot. F-16A should win, because it's being helped out by a lot of things. And it does. This Eyehawk's been resupplied now. Does miss. This needs to move now. Oh, there's no enemy RT left, so it doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, yeah, you do have to be careful with these, but yeah, just using this, like a Leopard 1 up to here, they're quite fast. Bish bash bosh, you know, obviously you don't beat an Abrams, but cause a lot of problems for people. But instead, this guy's forced to hide in his own smoke because all the buildings have been destroyed. Well, okay, a lot of the buildings have been destroyed. This one hasn't. And he's not got this here. And he's also not got this, right? If he had somebody in here, this would not be happening. So it's not looking great for blue. Because look, he's taking too many losses here. So he's buying tanks now. I'm not sure if he's out of infantry. Yeah, the heavy tanks, they're good against the M1A ones. This might get a side shot if it can just run up to here. Might get a side shot. You can definitely see it. Oh no. You gotta pop your smoke, mate. So Pivad's finally opened up. Leopard 1 went down there. And yeah, there's a TOW 2 here and an M1A1 here, so it's not going to work out. It's a shame, because he had this, and then he just didn't reinforce it, and it died. And then he sort of prematurely attacked here, without getting his stuff in position, and then they all came down this road and died. Like, it was going really well for blue, but... Like, question is, can he hold on for another 9 minutes? I mean, the CV is, like, in this little corner here. There's no, he's going to run out of smoke grenades eventually, basically. Oh, Leopard 2. Oh, that took a crit and died. Would have survived otherwise. HE bomber. Oh, what? It's not dead. But the building's gone. But it still blocks LOS apparently. It might be the smoke. Might be the smoke doing that. M1A1 goes down to the Bopar because the Stinger wasn't moved up. More mech rifles purchased. He gets another crit. But yeah, imagine a world in which blue had got like 2 nators up to here and then got them round to here. He wouldn't be getting shot in the side all the time. It'd be going a lot better for him. And then from owning this, you take this, right? It's a shame, really. Ihawk's not moving. Okay, he's going on the Ihawk. Stinger, ooh, wasn't in position to shoot that. Phantom does some epic dodging there. This shows its side armor so it can get blown up. Many such cases, I'm afraid. And yeah, the Bradley goes down. He's on the Novak one side. And now he's real. Oh yeah, I got these Maxims, man. They would have been useful, yeah. Yeah, just like Maxim dies by a new one. Maxim dies by a new one. Just use it like infantry. Does get the Ihawk. He's basically got clear skies now. So 7 minutes to hang on. No enemy arty, but the Abrams coming in are vetted, whereas the Leopard 2s coming in aren't. Stinger's moved up now, so the Bopar's not long for this world, because it's not reacting to that. Commando goes down, as you'd expect. Still got a CV here, but alas, it's not being used. Cluster 2 going on the Abrams, which you'd expect. And yeah, there you go, that's a +1. 7 minutes left. So plenty of time. And he'll probably get that Abrams there, and he does. Oh, there was still a plane. Okay. So what he should have done is... Well, he'd already pressed evac, so it's too late for him, I think. Oh, okay. We might see him again. Oh, it's 6 minutes. He might get his cohesion back right at the end. So side shot, maybe? Okay, never mind what was going on this one. Phantom was right-clicked on the wrong plane, so he loses the Bopar, which is in a pretty good spot there, actually. Cluster 2. Oh, this is going to be big. Gets the double kill on the Abrams. Doesn't get this one, though. It's quite surprising, but... Yeah, that was a huge kill. That was like 500 points. 500 and something points, that. Like, I can't remember how much the CV one is, because it's a standard M1. Anyway. Desperation plays hit, and there's no blocking unit, so it's going to work. There's nobody here, right? You could even just put a Max in there. And the C and V, if you can only cover... You know, if you only got one, you put it there, and then you can see all the way down here, and all the way down here. But you wouldn't be able to engage. So, yeah, this is looking pretty intelligent from Red. Who is slowly catching up here. And this CV still hasn't been located. Still chilling out. He must be the commander, you know. Anyway, Ihawk gets the Maxims. No enemy artillery left to sort him out, right? Could have done with getting the M110 up a bit earlier. The second one, that is. Because obviously I said, well, he bought that at a bad time. But there are, you know, you can sneak it in places, right? He wasn't punished too hard for buying the second one, the ZXCVster. Meanwhile, Jopemies has only had one the whole time. And he's actually got a massive amount of value out of it, which is why it's a shame he didn't have a second one. So, see, oh, he's still got, yeah, he's bought another CV instead of using this one. Maybe when this gets capped, he'll use this one, who knows. But yeah, not having the blocking units does cause this sort of thing to happen. So, very sad, very sad. If this runs forwards, it won't get shot, but M1A1 went down there. This probably killed it. Stinger there for it, though. And yeah, you can get. He's got some smoke mortars to try and smoke it up. But there you go, enemies in Echo now. So he just didn't protect the flanks. That's a lot of units that he could use to protect the flanks, so no excuses. So, 3 guys in one building. Might even get the guys next to him. Yeah, he does. Gets 4 kills with a bombing run there. Plane's not going to come back in time now that it's been hit. I don't think we're going to see that. It's interesting when it's routed, it goes to 0. He's not noticed this. Could send this in. Don't know, is this like a desynced unit or something? Was this not here on his screen? I don't know, it's this very... This guy's had a very scenic war. The rest of his countrymen die. It's a shame, really, because he could have at least got a draw, right? Because you need 100 points more, so he's just past the draw threshold, so... And yeah, the Maxon's super good against the infantry, so... You want those. But no, I don't think he's noticed this has happened, because you would just drop you get one of these and the recon helo, and then you'd send a CV, right? Like this one. So yeah, don't be afraid of using a bit of smoke. Nobody used any smoke apart from, like, the infantry grenade smoke, which we saw from Jopemies there. And obviously, like, vehicles pressing the smoke button. That's weird, it didn't make a death sound. Yeah, crazy. I don't think he's noticed this. He must just not see anything past this CV, basically. Oh, it's a crying shame, man. He could... You hate to... Look, he's going for the next one. Is he going to notice now? I mean, oh gosh, what a shame. You played 2 hours to die like this? Big sad. These also have smoke on them if you want to use them. Yeah, big sad, big sad. Not using this CV. Like, he could have definitely had a couple 100 more points on the board if he hadn't had the zone be red controlled for so long with this CV, and then he could have uncapped this, and he could have uncapped this. It's very sad. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. It's very sad. So, yeah, I mean, 2 minutes left, but what can be done? The score betrays how close the game was. It was just this very silly mistake with this CV. And there were other mistakes, right? Like losing loads of guys on here, not abusing this. Well, I say abusing. Both sides can do it, and both sides should be doing it. But yeah, Blue had a recon here for a while. Using the sides instead of just running up and down the middle road and being like, what, you know, oh, everybody's dying, send in the next wave, you know? It's a shame. It's a damn shame. He's still not noticed this. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. So, probably going to get that M1A1. Oh yeah, it's 240. So it was over 500 points that died before. It was 510 when he got the double. But yeah, look at that. It makes this really big pattern. But this guy was right behind him and he's 5. So how does that work? Now he's just coming for the next one. And then, yeah, he'll run into the... Just this... Come on, you gotta pay attention. You gotta... It even makes a sound. Meep, meep, right? Yeah, what can I say? It was good airplay though from the blue player, right? He got all 3 Eyehawks and he got all 2 arty pieces, and it was with a combination of air and arty, right? Ah, what do you know? He's ran into the CV. Yeah, I don't know. He just let him cap all this because he didn't bother doing this. And... Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. And look, the KD was pretty similar. So this is ZXCVster. He's got 2 accounts. This is his alt. And he's got 357 games this season on his alt. So he plays quite a bit. This is Jopemies with 41 games this season. So there you go. That's the Hippie dividend there. This guy has 2 accounts and what have you, right? And this guy almost won, even though he has like 10 times fewer games. So there you go. You got to watch more Hippie videos. And yeah, look at that. Really good value out of this M110. It's a shame he didn't find a chance to buy the second one, right? And yeah, he got all of the RT and the AA. He just... too much running down mid, not enough shooting on the sides, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that game. I'll see you in the next one. GG.